Hey, welcome back everyone. I am going to be throwing some discus today because I have an indoor discus meet coming up. I'm going to be, if you're wondering why I'm wearing shorts in the video, it's because I'm in California. It's very warm. Not very warm, but warm enough for shorts. Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of walk through my normal discus progression and kind of talk through what I'm doing. And yeah. What I'm going to be doing is a power throw, just like I would with shot put. Same type of thing, but for discus you want to get like a little bit wider. So get a little bit wider, and then I always like rock back and kind of spin the disc in my hand. That's just my routine. You don't have to do that. I like to do that. So we just rock back. So that's the first thing. Second, I'm going to show you from this side. I realize this video is just going to be like 90% my legs. That's okay. I'm just getting warmed up here. I always make sure to put effort into my power throws because it helps you get warmed up and also kind of feels where you're at that day. That's just my personal preference. You don't have to do that, but that's what progression that I like to do is the half turn, or sometimes they call it a wheel. So to do this one, I'm going to talk through it, and I'm going to show the camera this way, and then I'm going to do it and throw that way. But basically, this is after you come out of the back of the circle and you land in the center. So you've landed in the center here, and you need to get from the center to your power position to your throw. So I always like to think about rotating, pushing through with the inside of my knee. That's like my cue. A lot of people, they'll say like turn your foot, but for me, to make sure I get my hip through, I always say turn the inside of your knee. So I turn my knee, you're gonna pick up this foot, turn, put it back down. So a little bit quicker, just like that. So I was gonna go through a throw. I'm gonna set up with again, I'm right-handed, so it's my right foot in the center of the circle. Right foot, center of the circle. Oh. So here's the view from the side. Right foot in the center. Load up your legs. The next drill we've got for you today is a South African. So South African, right, if you start your throw, you're at the back of the circle, you'd be starting completely facing the back. South African, you're just gonna do a 90-degree turn. I like to start a little offset like this. This is where I'm comfortable. But you can come all the way up here. I wouldn't ever come up here, but like here, a little back here. I have a friend who even does it like from here. So it's really up to kind of personal preference or what your coach is saying. And so basically you go through, these cars are driving me crazy. I'm not at my usual high school. So basically you hit this position, you hit your half turn position, you hit your power position, and then so you can see this is like 3/4 of the throw. So I'm going to show you what that looks like with the discus. Look at me actually using implements for once. This is crazy. Unprecedented on this channel. All right. So here, doom, right. Now let's put it all together. Now, you're gonna notice at the end of my throws, I do this little like jump and turn thing. That's called a reverse. At this point, it's become pretty natural to me. And it's basically, it's a way to get more power out of the throw once because you want to turn through your throw on your foot, right? Like we have been doing. You want to turn through, turn through, turn through, turn through. There's a point, like biomechanically, where you can't turn anymore, and that's when the reverse comes in handy, and that's when you just switch your feet. If you're like early high school or new to throwing, I wouldn't worry about that just yet. I'll make another video on that later. But if you were wondering like what I was doing at the end of my throw, that's what I'm doing. It's essentially just because I've turned my foot so much that I can't turn my body anymore. But for most beginner throwers, when you hit that power position in the front, turn through and just finish. You don't have to. Now we're gonna see the South African from the side. I'm making a lot of noise because I didn't really warm up as good as I should, and so I'm getting old. Last but not least, freaking cars. Okay, it's fine, everybody. Okay, last but not least, we are gonna put it all together. We are gonna do the full throw. I'm gonna talk through the cues that I look for. You can use different cues. If your coach gives you a cue and it works for you, use that. Everybody learns and throws differently, yada yada, etc. Here's what I do. So I start in the back of the circle. I actually start, so the lines on the circle are not good and the cage is not centered, but I kind of, whatever. I'm able to use this while I'm on vacation, so I'm eternally grateful. So this is about, like right here would be the center line. I actually like to start just a little off center. And I do this because I was winding up quote unquote in the bucket, meaning I was winding up really far to the left and I was pulling my throws to the left. So my coach had me just shift a little bit to see if that helped me. And it did, so I've stuck with it. But you can start here or here. I prefer here. Now the first thing that moves on my throw, or at least the first thing that I want to move on my throw, is the inside of my knee again, right? I throw from here. Don't know why, that's just what works for me. So I'm gonna push open this knee, turn this foot, push off. This is very important. A lot of people just let this kind of drag around. You wanna push off of this foot. You wanna get momentum off this foot, right? So you're gonna open your knee and you're gonna push off of this foot. You're gonna keep it low to the ground. You're gonna wind up in the middle. Now, you're gonna wind up with your right foot. Your foot's facing like directly left. Your back foot, it's at like a 45-degree angle between left and center. And then I think about pushing my hip kind of up towards the sky. I have a big tattoo on the side of my leg, and I think about pushing that tattoo up towards the sky in the center of the circle. It's part of the reason why I got the tattoo. Anyways, not important. So come around, land in the center, hip towards the sky. Then again, this is where inside of your other knee, you're gonna drive through. Keep this leg nice and close. You wanna brush the knees, right? You don't wanna waste energy by bringing this way out here. You wanna keep it nice and tight. Brush the knees, you're gonna land in your power position. And then we've done this 100 times. You're just gonna go from your power position and throw. So let's see it. Just like if you ever play basketball when you're shooting a free throw, you have like a little routine. I have a little routine when I throw the discus. So I line up, I spin it in my hand, tap my finger a couple of times. That's how I get set. So now I'm actually gonna throw and not talk about it. So here we go. Now, if I could make one critique for myself about that throw, it's that my legs were pretty far apart when I came through the middle. I didn't really brush my knees, but that's something I've been working on for a while. We can work on it together. I'm gonna show you from the side. This is a full throw from the side. I got nothing else to say on this front. I'm just gonna throw. I keep pausing because the grass is wet, so all my discs are wet. I don't really have a towel because I'm on vacation, so here we go. That was a pretty decent throw. So these next few videos that you're going to see, I'm not really going to commentate. They're more for my coach to watch me, personally, to prove that I'm actually doing stuff over break. But yeah, they're more for him to see how I'm throwing. But also they'll be good for you guys because a lot of times, like watching film and stuff, you watch professionals. Obviously, they're the best at it. But a lot of professional discus throwers and throwers in general throw very quickly. And even if you slow it down, it's kind of hard to see what they're doing. I move slower than a professional because I'm not a professional yet, maybe. I don't know. And so my form would be easier to copy because it's slower and you can see more of the detail of what's going on, even when you slow it down. So I'm going to leave them in for you guys, but just know that I'm not going to commentate much because they're mostly for my coach. That one was okay. Let's do this one.